one thing that I was not anticipating was once you get into the park and drive for a little bit, it's almost like a little town in here. And you have the visitor center. Now, right now it is 6:01, and while I was in there, they made an announcement that the visitor center was closing. So it does close at 6 p.m. Before you come, check and see, because it could be that different times of the year it may stay open longer or shorter, but right now for the fall it closes at 6 p.m. Wanted to give you a little update so far. So on my way in, there was like no wait at the like entrance, when like at the gate where you have to pay to get in. Now, of course, I didn't have to pay because I've got the National Park Pass, so I just showed it to him, showed him my ID, and he asked if I wanted a map, and I said no, because I've practically memorized the drive here. But yeah, no wait at the entrance. And I'm noticing that because I'm near the north entrance, all the traffic, everybody's leaving, where I'm like the only car coming in. So it could be that it may be better, if you're coming up to Yellowstone, it may be better to enter the park late, like super late in the day, and do like one entrance per day, to where you're not having to deal with traffic. Because the speed limit for the most part so far has been 25 miles an hour, which is so slow. But some of the turns are so like hairpin turns that it drops down to 15 miles per hour. What I suggest is what I'm doing. Once I get to 25 miles an hour, I set the cruise control. And then when I see a turn coming up, I just hit the brake and, slow down to make the turn. And then I hit resume, so it comes back up to 25 once I've got out of the turn. But yeah, if you were here like maybe in the thick of summer, in the middle of the day, it would be unbearable with bumper to bumper traffic. But we shall see. I may hit bumper to bumper traffic. I don't know. But let's continue on. Keep in mind that I entered Yellowstone through the north entrance. And the first thing at the north entrance was the Roosevelt Arch. As you're driving south, then you're going to come up to this area, which is Mammoth Hot Springs. There's a parking lot there where you can easily park, get out, and walk along this walkway to get right up next to the hot springs. This is one of the many areas in the park that you do have a bit of a smell. It is going to smell like sulfur, so keep that in mind when you're coming to this area in case you are sensitive to very strong smells. I continued driving south and came up on this area, which you could pull over and get out and take pictures and videos. I thought it was kind of neat because the side of the mountain actually had steam coming out of it, and you get a great view of the mountain in this area. I kept driving further south and came upon the next area of interest, which is the Norris Geyser Basin. I loved this entrance here. It had information hanging on the wall where you could read about the basin. There is also a museum in this area, in this entrance. However, because it was after 6 p.m., the museum was closed. Now, keep in mind that this is kind of rugged terrain. As you can see, there's people walking up. It's kind of steep there. It didn't seem to have an entrance for people in wheelchairs, so that is something to keep in mind. If you were in a wheelchair, you might not be able to enter this part, but maybe there is another entrance into this area. Now, it did have a supposed loop, and I tried doing the loop, but part of it was closed off, so I basically had to double back. And it is kind of a long hike once you get onto this boardwalk area, but I figure I'd save you time and just get to the main attraction, which is the basin itself. It does have specific points of interest within the basin. As you can see, there's steam coming out. Those are some of the key areas. But it's a pretty big area. Again, it's another one that has a smell to it. From there, I was driving along and saw these elk on the side of the road. I was able to pull over and get pictures and videos. But keep in mind that the wildlife, you're in their territory. I am going to be completely honest with all of you. So, of course, I'm staying kind of toward the north part of Yellowstone today. And I've seen some really breathtaking views. The mountains, the trees, the wildlife. I've seen all kinds of wildlife. Had a deer cross the road in front of me, and it was a big deer. Saw elk. I've seen all kinds of stuff that it's mind-blowing. But nothing prepared me for when I got to where I am right now, which is the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone is what it's called. Now, as you're going through the center, essentially, of Yellowstone, there's a lot of little roads. I ended up going down the wrong road and ended up like near a hotel. Somehow turned around, managed to get my GPS to start working to get me over here because it's one of the stops that I wanted to do. But I got over here and it's an overlook. There's two. There is one overlook where you can really see the river and the waterfall. The waterfall is massive. I mean, massive. But when you get to the second overlook, so when you pull into the parking lot for the overlooks, the first, like if you pull into the first spot, that is where the waterfall is. But then when you get to the end of the parking lot, like you're about to leave the parking lot, there's another overlook, and that is for the actual Grand Canyon. I was not prepared for that. I'm getting very emotional. It is that breathtaking. I mean, you cannot imagine. There are paintings that are not even as good as what I just saw. It is unimaginably beautiful. And so if you come here, just look at the map. There are different maps. I found one online. It's actually a picture of Yellowstone, and it has all of the key, like, things to see in Yellowstone. Make sure you see the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, because that is like life-changing. It is absolutely worth the little bit of extra drive to get to it. Yeah, I was absolutely blown away by that. Yeah. If you keep driving, there is another stop where you can get out and look directly down into the river. Just know that if you wanted to, you could hike all the way down to the river. There are trails that allow you to do that all along the river, including the waterfall area. At this point, it's starting to get late and the sun is starting to set, and I need to make my way toward the northeast exit of the park. This day's not over yet. I have broke this up into 3 parts for this day. And if you would like to know when the third part of the day video comes out, then subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything that you saw during this video, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video where we finish out day 3. But until then, bye!